Here are the 7 mistakes that I made when I started my grocery store. Hello everyone, I hope you're doing super well. My name is Ritu, welcome to my channel. On here we talk about investing and entrepreneurship. So in today's video, after having so many requests from my previous video on how I started my grocery store, a lot of you have been asking me to outline some of the mistakes that I made when I started my grocery store. So I'm gonna introduce to you guys 7 mistakes that I made that I hope that you're gonna avoid if you plan on opening a business. So the first mistake I made was pretty bad, and it was pricing my items. So I don't really have any notes for this video. I'm just gonna talk and share my story. So I was pricing my items based on this other store in another neighborhood that had higher prices than generally the stores around me had. So let's just say that we had kind of premium pricing for the first month, but that's only because I didn't know, and obviously you learn as you go. My mom's friend actually owned a store, and he came by and he made me realize of my mistake, and we quickly changed all the prices. The good thing about this kind of mistake is it can be fixed. Now, I wouldn't necessarily say that it was a major mistake because prices are gonna be different everywhere, right? Not every single grocery store is gonna have the same prices. Another thing to note is that because my store is so small, I can't order large quantities from my wholesalers, which means that you can't really compare a small store like mine to a huge store that has the capacity to be ordering large quantities and storing them in the back. We don't have the facility at my store. So if your small corner shop is charging you a premium for items, it's not because they're trying to rip you off. It's not because they're trying to make a lot of money. It's probably because they don't have the capacity to be charging super cheap prices. Not to mention that in the past 7 months of me owning my store, the price of rice, lentils, flour has gone up. And these are things that are really out of our control. So that was mistake number 1. Make sure to check the surrounding stores and put competing prices with them. The second mistake I have been still making, because I still do this to this day and I don't know why I do this, but that's giving away free stuff. Whenever I get orders on SkipDish, DoorDash, Uber Eats, I tend to give away free items, and I think it's because I don't have the opportunity to say thank you to my clients. So I just keep giving away free stuff. Like if they're gonna order 1 samosa, I'm gonna give them an extra one. This is not sustainable in the long run, and I definitely have to stop doing this. So if you're like me and you just wanna give, stop. I also give away a lot of free tips on Instagram and TikTok, so make sure to be following me on there. And while you're checking out those links in my bio, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos in the future. It is nice to give back to your customers a few things here and there, but it's not sustainable in the long run like I just mentioned. So make sure to maybe do it once in a while. I tend to do it a little too often, and I know it's going to be costing me some money in the future. So just be careful. Now, the third mistake that I made, and this is kind of funny, I put up a sale and literally not one person bought anything I put on sale. Everybody bought full price items, but not the things I put on sale. So the aftermath, why didn't anybody buy anything I put on sale? Obviously, I went home and I analyzed the entire situation. I realized that I put things on sale that I wanted gone, not necessarily what people wanted to buy at the time. Now, these were not bad items that I put on sale, there was just no demand for it. So it's really important to strategically put a sale, not just put random things here and there or things that are about to expire. You do want to kind of see what the demand is at the time, and I didn't do that. I just basically put random things on sale that I just wanted gone. So make sure to, again, do some research. So the second round of sale that I did was around Christmas time, so I made sure to put things on sale that people typically want during the holidays. I will literally never forget when I started putting things on sale and I was just sitting on the couch like, why isn't anybody buying this? I said, this is good stuff and it's a good deal. So obviously you learn as you go. What can I say? These kind of things happen, especially when you're like me and nobody ever taught you these things. You're kind of just figuring out as you go. So yeah, that was my third mistake, I believe, or second, not too sure, but that was that. The fourth mistake that I made, and this is a little bit more on the serious side, but I did not have an emergency fund. So I'm a financial literacy advocate. I always talk about investing, the importance of it, and I always say that having an emergency fund is really important. Reason being, if you ever run short on cash, you're gonna have an emergency fund, and that's the purpose of it. And if you don't have one, then you might have to take out a loan, dip into your personal savings, dip into your investments, and so on. And that's just not a good solution. So I had a budget, and I believe it was month 3, I had already spent the entire money that was in the budget. Now I had decent revenues, so I was able to cover my expenses, but the what if really bothers me. What if I didn't have enough revenues to cover my expenses? And usually businesses take a while to take off, so that really worries me. So if you are planning on having a business or opening one soon, make sure to have an emergency fund. If I didn't have enough revenues coming in, then I don't really know what I would have done. I mean, I know what could have been done, and that would be going to my personal savings or take some money out of my other business or sell some of my investments, take out a loan or this and that. But these are not good solutions in the long run. So I'm really glad that I had revenues to cover my expenses. But like I said, the what if really bothers me. So lesson learned, always have an emergency fund. Or have a budget that you can easily stretch. Not to mention that the reason why I spent all the money that was in my budget is because I had a lot of unexpected costs. See, as a new business owner, I didn't know that we were gonna need this and that because I didn't know what it was like opening a grocery store. So because of these unexpected costs that I didn't take in consideration, I run short on cash. Some of these costs were like installing an alarm system. Just to get someone to install it, it was about $2,000. And then obviously you're gonna have $1,000 here, $500 there, and it just adds up really fast. So just make sure for your own peace of mind, just have some money kept aside that you don't need. The 5th mistake is something that I still see a lot of grocery stores make, and I just wanna be one of those grocery stores that put an end to that. And that mistake is expired products. The first huge order that I got that you guys probably have seen in my last video, I did not check the expiry date for every single product before putting it on the shelf. Now, none of these products were expired, however, they could have been. It's super important that before you even place the items on your shelves, you check the expiry date. And I also didn't do that for my second order, and that's when I found an expired product on the shelf. Not only could customers complain, but you can also get in trouble and get fined by inspectors when they're just doing their regular checkups. There's a lot of grocery stores that receive items that are already expired from their wholesaler. Now, I don't look who to blame. I'm not gonna go blaming my wholesaler because it could have been him, it could have been the manufacturer. They could have already received the products expired, who knows? My only job is to check the dates before they go on the shelves. Now, what I personally do is that I'll just take the item, put it in a box, keep it away, and call them and just say, hey, I got this, it's expired. Can I please get a credit? Can you please come pick it up? Do whatever you want, but I'm not selling these items to my customers. If you're a customer that purchased an expired product, please just bring it back to the store, ask for a refund, or just exchange it for another item. Try not to be too mean or too hard on us. We're not doing it on purpose, or at least I know that some people aren't. Sometimes we just expect the product not to be expired because we just ordered it. But sometimes things are just out of our control and we make mistakes. The 6th mistake that I made was 100% on me. Not that the others weren't on me, they were on me, but this one was probably the worst of them all. So I grew up in, how can I say it, in the middle of nowhere, and we're pretty much the only Indian family. If we wanted an ethnic product or an Indian product, we pretty much had to drive about half an hour. So I had a lack of knowledge when it comes to Indian products. I'm not familiar with all the types of spices, products, and so on. So the first month where I was there, I couldn't really answer a lot of the questions, which was not only embarrassing, but I pretty much looked like a lost case. Now it's okay, I rarely go to the grocery store, but the first few months that I was there, I couldn't really help anyone. Thankfully, we had other people working in the store that could help them, but I wish that I had done my research or at least educated myself on some basic products so I could have helped some of the customers. Most of the customers understood and they weren't mean or anything to me, but I definitely felt like I failed in that part and I should have maybe just spent more time learning about these different products because at the end of the day, I am selling them. The good thing about a grocery store is that customers usually don't expect you to go and get the products for them. They're gonna walk around and try to find what they're looking for. But it's still nice for the rep to know what they're looking for when they can't find it. The last mistake that I made, and I briefly spoke about it in my other video, but it had to do with marketing. I literally didn't do anything to make the public know that this store was about to open. Now, luckily, this place used to be a grocery store, so most of the people knew, but still, it's exciting when it's a new owner because that means things are about to change. So essentially, every single business has a sign, right? It's on top of the store, it has the name, it kind of has a brief description of what it is, usually on the windows as well. Well, I didn't hire anyone up until I got the keys for the unit. That means that I had to go through the entire designing process when I was also renovating the store and basically putting the whole store together. I would highly suggest you find the company before you even have the keys. So the day you go into your store, you can have your sign up and you can let everyone know that you're about to open. I didn't have a sign until week 3 and it was a hot mess. It was not at all what I approved. It was small. The font was just pretty much invisible. I don't really know what happened, but basically I had a sign super late to week 3 and we had to do it all over again because it was just not what I wanted. Now I remember asking the person I hired, like, why did it take 3 weeks since I technically approved the design 2 weeks prior to that date. And he told me that he had a truck, but it didn't have a crane. A crane is basically what allows you to go up. I'll try to insert an image so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, this company didn't have a crane, so I highly recommend you, especially when you're super last minute like I am, that when you call the company, you ask them if they have a truck with a crane. Because when I hired a company the second round, 5 out of pretty much like 20 of them told me that they didn't have a truck with a crane and they rent it out when they need one. I was already late, so I just decided to go with a company that already had all of this taken care of. They have a truck with a crane, so they can just come, install the sign, and we're good to go. There's nothing wrong with a company that doesn't have a truck and a crane or a truck with a crane, but I was just super last minute, so I just wanted to avoid all of that, and I went with a company that had that. So basically they only took, I think, 2 or 3 weeks and they put up a new sign. It was beautiful, it was what I approved for, and it just looked amazing. So I definitely missed out on the pre-launch marketing, but that's okay. We are now month 7. Everybody knows about the store. I just wish that I did one especially for the restaurant because I think food is what's the most exciting. So just a tip for you, try to do as much marketing as you possibly can before you officially open your business. We're also opening during the renovation, so a lot of the customers pretty much saw the store being built, so that's exciting. And I still serve some of those same customers, so it's nice because we have a lot of loyal customers. So those were the 7 mistakes that I made when I started my grocery store. I definitely learned a lot and I will do much better the next time. I really hope this video helped you guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you in my next money related video. Bye!